Welcome to my introduction to JavaScript. Here's the table of content and let's start in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so the best way to start with JavaScript is to use an online compiler. So we can look for JavaScript compiler on Google, then go to Programmers, JavaScript compiler, and then you should get into this interface where on the left side you have your JavaScript code, and when you press run, you get the output of the execution of the code. Okay, so let's make our first variable. So we'll make a constant. So we start with the keyword const, then the whatever name we want for this variable, which is first name, equal, and then quotes because we want a string of characters. Here, for example, John. So now we can console that log this variable and then press run, and now we get on the right side John. There's many types of variables in JavaScript. We can check the type of a variable with the keyword type of, then the name of the variable, here first name, and if we console log this code we get string. If we change first name for a number, for example 1, and we run, we get number. So now let's make our first function. To do so, we need the keyword function. The name of our function here it would be hello, parentheses, and then brackets. So between the brackets, we can add our JavaScript code. For example, console.log, and then we can add hello plus first name. So if we run this right now, nothing gets output except the number here, line 3. It's because we created our function, but we never called actually in our code. So what we can do is hello, and then parentheses. And now if you run the code, we get number and hello John. We don't have a space between hello and John, so we can or add it to the hello string or add a space string between first name and hello. Now, if you run our code, we get hello John with a space. The advantage of functions is actually to use arguments. So we can add an argument by adding here arg1 or any name we want. We could grab this arg1 and replace the first name in the console log with it. So now if you run the code, we get hello and undefined. It's undefined because we didn't provide any argument 1 to the hello function, and when no argument is provided, the argument is considered undefined. So we can provide an argument to the hello function, which would be, for example, a string Jennifer. And now, if you run the function, we get hello Jennifer. We could also replace Jennifer with first name, and now we get hello John. So this is great, but what happens if we pass a number instead of a string? When we run the code, we get hello 1. It works, but it's not exactly what the function was made for. We expect a name actually. To prevent the function from running when we don't provide a string, what we can do is use a condition. If type of arg1 equal string, then brackets, we run this piece of code. Else, we can throw an error. arg1 is not a string. Now, if we run the code, we get an error. It gives us which part of the code throw the error, and we get the actual message to help us to debug. So this is handy because then it make sure that our code is working as we expected. It errors, the app may break, but at least we know something went wrong and we can fix it. So now let's say we have a list of first names. So to represent a list of first name, we use what we call an array. So to make an array, you need the keyword const and then the name of our array. For example, first names equal and then brackets and then our first name, for example, John. Then comma, second name, Jennifer, let's say a third one, which would be James. So the way we access the data in the array is with the index. For example, first here would be first names and then brackets, and then we provide the index of 0. The first element is at the index 0. The second would be to the index 1. We need to change the name of the variable to second, and we could also provide the third like that. So this is great, but what we would like is to automatically grab every single first name in the array and console log each of them. So to do that, what we can do is use a function called for each. To use it, you have to type first names dot for each, then parentheses. Then we need to provide a function as an argument. So function, my function. So now we can add hello, parentheses, and then arg1 that we will grab from here. And now if you run, we get hello John, hello Jennifer, hello James. So to better understand the for each function, here's an example code where we have the array on the left, dot for each, and this for each function will grab the first value of the array, give it to the my function given to the for each. So it goes to the argument 1, and then the argument 1 is used here as a console log. And then the for each function goes back, grabs Jennifer, give it as argument 1 to my function, which then use it, James, etc., etc. Next, we can see objects. We remove all our code and then we make another variable, which would be const, for example, person, then equal in brackets. And this is an object. This is an empty object. Now we can add a key, which is, for example, name, then colon, and the value for the name, for example, John, then comma. So we can provide a second key, age, for example, colon 21. The objects are really nice to structure information, and to grab the information from an object, all we have to do is person dot and then the key, for example here name. So if we run this code, we will get John. So I hope you enjoyed this introduction to JavaScript, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.